Dire's structures are fortified.
Denied!
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, this guy has no chance.
I'm ecstatic!
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Gold behind. There's a lot of room there for Among Us to really grow their farm, but an AM on this kind of start means an early battle fury.
Cuckoo is going to be dragged back behind that T1 tower, but it's still not going to be enough. Be able to Firefly out of there. That's your RP gone for another 2 minutes. Should make the side of Among Us feel a lot safer about this Magnus. Jackie down to that bot lane now, going to start the tier 1 bot tower push. Masteros, he's trying to go onto Cuckoo, but won't be able to. However, they do spot out Whiteman in the tree line. They saw the stroke of fate. Whiteman going to go straight for the TP up towards the fountain? No, the top lane. So he's going to start setting up for the counter push on the other tier 1 tower, where Boombell is trying to defend. But it should just be a very even trade between the two, and Boombell is going to leave.
Yeah, it's going to be a tier 1 for a tier 1. You're going to have Metamorphosis up on Savage soon, so you should be able to trade right around the same time. As long as the map objectives stay similar, I think you're pretty okay here, although I think MG.TRUST will look to add more influence to that bot jungle. This is probably where Jackie's going to look to farm up for the next few minutes. Same thing for Savage, right? With the tier 1 top gone, your Terrorblade will have to play around this Dire jungle to be safe, but there are already some good defensive wards from MG.TRUST, so they're going to be able to keep track of those farming patterns overall. MG.TRUST do have better information on the map but you do have some pretty decent information here from Among Us as well. So it comes down to who uses that information better now.
10-minute mark is about to come along, so we've got those bounty runes coming. Looks like it might be a 2-for-2 anyway, as the side of Among Us should have the top ones, and MG.TRUST, they are going to stick around for the bottom bounty runes. So no real fight over them quite yet. They may have chosen to fight had Fearless had that RP, but it's 15 seconds off. So he won't bother, he'll just keep working towards the Echo Saber. Get that up first and get some more damage out. Abed still trying to catch up from that mid position he was in just a few moments ago. He was struggling quite a bit up against the mag, but now really just start to escalate on that Storm. It will mean that Among Us are going to have to play a bit more defensively until Abed is ready to go on that Storm Spirit. He's definitely not ready now.
No, and again, this is in a bit of a stark contrast to how they've been playing recently. I mean, we've seen the Abed Storm every now and again, but it's not something that truly is, you know, a snowball early kind of here. It does need some initial farm, and if you fall behind here, that does mean Abed plays catch up. So you're lacking one piece of your toolkit, but you do have a smoke up here. Cuckoo jabs with Whitemon. Want to make a play.
Oh, Jackie, he blinked into them as well. Oh, that is so unfortunate. They commit the Echo Slam, they commit the lasso, and Jackie, he's going to give the kill over to Abed of all things. Oh, that is very unfortunate for Jackie.
Oh yeah, the biggest kill Among Us would want. They managed to grab it, punish that AM, and that does actually narrow the gap between Jackie and Savage now. It's just about 300 gold apart. You have to watch your spacing here if you're Savage, but you're trying to defend this tier 1.
Be careful. Nice fish around from Jabs. He's going to block them in now, so they've got no choice but to go after that tier 1 tower, at least for the next few seconds, but it will wear off. Of course, with Masaros around on the Abaddon, he's going to be able to keep them pretty safe with that Aphotic Shield and the Miscoil. They are going to continue trying to get this tier 1 because they do have the RP. In fact, there goes Q getting a toss back onto Masaros, and the Static Storm is also dropped. That should mean Jab's gone, and does, but Fearless is very, very low. So Abed going to chase, but a great RP out. He got Abed on the Storm. Now Jackie with the Mana Void does get the kill. And that is perfect timing from Fearless on the mag. The rest of Among Us, all they can do is try to deny that tier 1, and they will. But that is going to be a 2k net worth lead for Motivate. And now they do gain map control.
Yeah, this is a big win for them. They can really start to hammer in that control on the bot jungle. They do have to get some D wards out now. There are some good vision wards here from Among Us, so got to get those D wards out to ensure you maintain good control there and keep locking in the farm, because Among Us, they need so much more. Abed's just not ready. He hasn't been ready. They're going to try, though.
He'll be able to get Q here, I'm sure. Cuckoo will just slow him up, and Abed will take the kill on the Storm. Nice pick up there from Abed. Still trying to work towards that Kaya. Again, you've just got to be worried about how fast Jackie's farming right now on that AM, John. He's almost at that battle. He is at that Battle Fury. So 13 minutes in, he does have it up. It's some very, very nice timing from Jackie. And he's still at the top of the net worth board. And well, you've got Battle Fury and Empower now on Jackie. So the cleave damage is going to be pretty insane.
Oh yeah. It's going to be a lot to deal with for Among Us. We need to see some key items to fly in now. But, you know, they're just farming up. They have no choice but farm up. Try to keep that pace up. I think we're looking for, once the Kai is up, Abed could make some jumps. I think you'd really want something else on top of it. Maybe a late Orchid or just to build up into the Bloodstone is the safest way, although.
Top lane Q, trying to get that Blink Dagger up, but does not want to die again. Abed going to remain in that aggressive position on the Storm. Whitemon will be there with him, and they're going to jump in once again onto Q with the Vortex out, but there's the TPs coming in, and Abed, he can't finish the job, so Masaros is there. But he has plenty of mana. Masaros going to chase him down a bit and try to force that mana out of him. Stroke of Fate will be enough slow on Masaros to make sure that Abed does not get silenced by that curse, or maybe it won't be. Masaros still going. Q's behind, so is Jackie with the DD rune, but they're going to let it go. Back to farming for Jackie. He does not want to slow down on this AM. He is just doing a great job.
Yeah, and they've got fantastic farm distribution here from MG.TRUST. Even Fearless is having a good time as well, just being very efficient on the map. Now, Savage has been keeping pace. At the least, he's number 2 in net worth, so start to lag behind Jackie in a big way. Abed is really the outlier here. It's just not been a good start. And he tends to be the guy that enables Savage hold up.
Oh, Echo out from Jabs. It's onto Fearless with the Static Storm out, and now the RP. Abed's caught out again. He needs to get out of there, but there might be enough damage. He's trying to fight back, but no. They will not be able to get Abed out. He does die, but so does Fearless. But I don't know. If you're MG.TRUST, you might be happy about that regardless of your mag going down.
Yeah, I mean, you're keeping Abed down, and you might be able to get even more here.
Cuckoo trying to run Jackie. Mana Void is out, but it's not enough damage. He would have loved for Cuckoo to have no mana, because that would have been a lot of damage out on all 3 of these heroes, but it was not the case. That'll mean MG.TRUST back to the farm game. They still have the 2k net worth lead. They've just got to keep this up, because the moment you slip up and you stop farming on Jackie, you know Savage is going to take over on this Terrorblade. In fact, mid lane, tier 1 tower is about to drop, but Jabs in with the Blink Dagger and Inkswell will be able to take down Masaros. And he did not have the borrowed time up. Now they'll try for Jackie. Jackie, got to be careful with that blink. Do not blink to the left, sir. Don't do it. He's going to farm. And he won't be noticed. However, in the mid lane, Cuckoo gonna go for the lasso now. Jabs back in onto Q, but there's a skew around from Fearless. He does not have the RP, but Jabs is too far into that tier 2 tower, and he is gonna die.
What made you think you stood a chance?
It's a lot of back and forth. You can see Among Us being pressured to play aggressive with his blink from Jabs. They've been jumping all over the place. You have to worry now about this blink and Fearless, though. It comes out because of that kill. So now you've got the Blink Skewer in play, the Blink RP is ready to go, and MG.TRUST, that gives him so many more possibilities for this initiation. Even Q is just about 10 gold off his own Blink. So the tiny Magnus Blink being up, that's going to be a lot harder to play into for him. It makes it less safe on the map. They need to temper back that aggression just a tad, play around their timing with Metamorphosis and with Echo Slam. Those are their biggest spells right now. Just try to farm safe, keep some good vision in the map. They don't quite have any wards out, which makes it really dangerous to farm anywhere because you're not aware where MG.TRUST is. They need to get some information out to keep this farm game going.
That's the net worth graph there, the 3k net worth lead for MG.TRUST. 17 minutes in, it's not too big of a lead, but it's definitely going to feel good for MG. Abed still working towards that Bloodstone. It's going to be a very late timing by his standards, but he does get it out. Not quite yet. He does still need 2 more, but he does at least get the point booster. MG.TRUST, are we going for a smoke up? Got one on Boom Bell. They're just checking for wards to make sure they're not going to be spotted here. Or maybe they even just try to push in the tier 2 bot tower. They must be feeling confident. Nice Imclaw there on Fearless to boot shot. Why is it every Magnus gets an Imclaw?
On demand, Mike. Ask and you shall receive, and the Ice Frog give it. Still, you can see Among Us, they're trying to group up top as well. They do have Metamorphosis ready on Savage, so if they see the committal down bot, they're going to go straight for a tier 2 trade, maintaining sort of even map control for both sides when it comes down to it.
Savage, he'll get the top tier 2 tower. They'll just trade them out. Nice score, by the way. 6-9. Very nice.
Very nice.
Didn't notice initially, but I'm very happy to see it.
There's that tower trade. So you've got this great control now on each side's opposing jungle. You will have to go for these outpost trades, and yeah. No.
Excuse me, Among Us. They're really going to change these name tags, John. It's getting very confusing for me. Zip in with the Inkswell now onto Masaros, but he does have the borrowed time. He should be able to survive this one. He won't even need to pop it. Disha is there. They still want that borrowed time, but Masaros is still going to survive without it. Phew, he'll blink in. There's your borrowed timeout. And now Cuckoo, he'll go for the lasso. Bring him back in, but a nice glimpse back on Cuckoo. Masaros still alive. They're waiting for him to get back to that high ground so they can take the fight, but Jabs will not allow it. He will block it off, and that'll be Masaros will die.
it's a very clean pick-off. I mean, it took a while, but they staggered their spells out right. They are worried about a bigger engagement, although they are scouting out for more, but MG.TRUST are back to farming. They've lost one. They just want to keep building up this net worth lead, get bigger, although...
They're waiting. This outpost is being taken, but they want to fight. Jackie's going to jump in. He doesn't want that outpost taken. Prior to that 20-minute mark, Static Storm is on Savage. They've got the Terrorblade, but he's not down yet. But there's your RP now from Fearless. He only got one, but Abed will be there to save it. No, Savage, he does go down. But how do you continue this team fight if you're MG.TRUST? Can you? Yeah, you can. Q, he jumps in for an avalanche toss, kills off Whitemon, and there goes Cuckoo. And MG.TRUST, not only do they keep the outpost, but they get a 3-for-0 trade on their end of things in a 6k net worth lead.
Yeah, it's big wins all around for MG.TRUST. They're just really maintaining that lead that they've built up. You're seeing issues rise up here for Among Us. There's just not enough farm. Like, Savage is just, what, 1k behind? That's not too bad for a Terrorblade. The real issue here is that Abed just can't stand and fight yet. Like, he's so mana limited. There's so much control here from MG.TRUST. They need a little bit more from Abed. Like, the Bloodstone's going to be nice, but I think you start thinking about BKBs. Just to be safe from the Static Storm for both Savage and Abed. They need to find that farm to build up to that point. You need to blink up in Cuckoo as well. And this is where the lineup really... It just kind of falters. It's just so farm dependent, so item dependent for these timings that, you know, since they didn't win out their lanes hard, they're going to have to play catch up here. And, you know, so many of these heroes just need to play catch up farm. Like Jabs, he's not entirely selfless on this Shaker as well. He's farming some camps. He wants to build into the 4-staff to try to reposition, but MG.TRUST are just ready to go.
Swell out from Whitemon just in case they try to jump in. Fearless, he doesn't have the RP for another 30 seconds, so he doesn't want to go yet. He also has the BKB about to come out, so you definitely want to wait for that timing first. They might go for another smoke straight after that BKB's up on your Magnus. By that time, Abed should have the Bloodstone completed, but even then, it's still not going to be enough to fight back. He needs the BKB minimum to try and fight back here up against Motivate.TRUST. And even then, you've still got to be worried, because if you get caught out by the RP, you're just gone. And speaking of, even with the BKB, Jackie's working for the Abyssal Blade as we speak. So once that bashes up, you've got to be a bit afraid. You might be afraid right now, because MG.TRUST, they've smoked up again. This is without Jackie. They're going to try and do it as 4. Masaros, he'll show in the mid lane, try to bait them out. They have spotted out Abed with that deep observer ward in that Radiant jungle. They know where he is. Abed, he's playing very, very safe here, but Q is going to get there with the avalanche, and now they've got the Static Storm out. Never mind Fearless, it's actually the Disruptor. Fearless did not have buyback. Jabs will get the tip. They do steal the Aegis. Abed will take it on the Storm.
Yeah, and that's a big win for Abed. Like, he jumps in, he had the fresh Bloodstone in that fight, so he got a +1 charge off the bat. He's got Aegis. That's such a... it's like a bit of a weight being relieved there from Among Us. They still are 5k behind, but that's still a very big fight to win. Just having the Aegis means Abed can stand a bit far forward, get his farm up, and gives them some security in the map. So you have to be cautious, MG.TRUST. They had a lot of time to think about it, although Jackie is chasing Cuckoo down by himself.
Okay. Jackie? Nah, he'll give up on that. He's going to be careful. He is getting very close now to having the Basher up on the AM into the Abyss. That's when you become a real power.
Tend to enjoy building MKBs too much on something like the AM, but he will have to consider it down the line, even with the Abyssal up. Doesn't matter if you don't get any hits off it. So have to kind of watch that, as Savage is just working on his durability. Once he has his own BKB, you're really not going to have the best of time when RP is down, because Static Storm isn't going to be enough. You're nowhere near an Ags upgrade for Boom Bell. That is like a really late game item for a Disruptor. So there's going to be a lot of time where the BKBs are just going to be enough, as long as they don't get caught by the RP here for Among Us. And, you know, it starts to shape up here just a bit more. They still have to worry a bit. I think Among Us, they don't really want to sit around as much. They haven't progressed on Fearless past the BKB in a while. And they really are just waiting for the AM, which is fine, but you want to make use of these power spikes they've got. They want to use this RP. I think you should still look for those opportunities when the spells are up.
So it looks like they want to try and go for a fight in this mid lane with that Aegis. If you don't commit the RP, you can't rip for a fight in this mid lane. Lasso mind is out. A nice toss away from Q. Still onto the T2.
Yeah, you're making from Jackie though, so you're forced to respond. Play where if you're being pushed, just push elsewhere. Force them to TP out, and that breaks up Among Us's push. So I have to be a bit cautious about that AM and MG.TRUST. They are smoked up. They do still have the RP here. They want to make use of it.
Smoke here, Fearless. Oh, Q's gonna have his smoke broken. Quick reactions out from Jabs to blink away, and there's your water coming out from Jabs now. Always offering glasses of water to people. It's very, very nice of him.
Yeah, he loves that one still. You know, just back to farming, clearing out these tier 3 items first, and trying to get themselves a little bit more. You do have this Shadow Blade up in Jabs now, so an additional way of initiating on our Shaker. Really starting to find a good amount of farm there.
Oh, I bet.
And he
zips right past them. Goodness me.
He's got to be a bit careful. His Aegis did expire, so you don't have that second life.
Mid lane, they got Jackie. They got the lasso off on Jackie with the ink swell out. Jackie's trying to survive, but he cannot. They'll keep going now with that AM dead onto Q. That'll be your Tiny, who yules up, try and survive a bit longer, but there's no way out. He'll go down and now onto Fearless, who skewers Arbet away, and he gets glimpsed back anyway. Boombill gonna be chased by the Inkswell of Cuckoo. They do get the kill. A double kill out for Savage. And Fearless, that is not the time to farm, so he needs to make a run for it. Jabs will go for the outpost first, but decides better of it. However, the Fisher is just gonna be slightly short. Cuckoo's still going, however. Masteros is gonna join in. Be it. Masteros, he should be alright, but Savage wants to go for the high ground, or maybe not. Fearless will get a nice skewer back onto Cuckoo. He wants the Batrider down, but they don't have the damage output. Now Arbet gonna zip in, and they will be able to get the kill. Into that top tier 3 it is. You've got buyback on Fearless, but you want to wait for Jackie.
Yeah, I'm surprised Fearless didn't commit the RP. There were many chances. They were really clumped up early on from MG.TRUST. They are trying to hold out, but there's still an Echo Slam from Jab, so you will have to watch your positioning here in the high ground. Looks like they're not going to even respawn in time. They're just going to lose a set of racks.
Yes, they are. You still got the AM, so you have plenty of split pushing potential. Problem being those Q, Avalanche toss, Arbet getting Abyssal Bladed up, but Mana Void is not there yet. Jackie does get it off. They do at least get Arbet on the Storm, and now they might want to go for a bit more. But no, the TPs are out. Everyone's going to be fine, apart from Arbet. Now, I was saying, John, that the net worth differential did go back the way of Among Us by 2k. So it's a very even game once again between these two.
Yeah, it's a very even time. I think you are still slightly ahead of Among Us. Really interesting itemization here, Mike. Savage has the Ags. He's got that AoE Terror Wave for the Fear. Just a little bit more control coming in. Mind you, he did pop his 10-second BKB charge to TP out in the high ground without vision. Maybe a bit of a panic TP to ensure that, just to cut their losses. But you are down a shorter charge, although Jackie.
He's in trouble trying to take the outpost. Echo being committed just with the lasso as well, Jackie. Oh, Jackie. Bit of wishful thinking there from Jackie. And we have a pause now out from MG.TRUST.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I'm trying to go for, well, a bit of an outpost steal. Gets his life stolen instead. And that widens the lead, Mike. 2k up. And they did expend 2 ults for that. So Slam is down. Lasso is down. You still have this RP ready to go from MG.TRUST. I think Fearless, and he's been looking for bigger opportunities the past few fights. I think you have to just catch at least 2. I think if you catch 2, you're happy enough. You can clean up from there. You can drop the Static Storm on top before the BKBs turn on and just kind of get it done from there. That's really your best shot here for MG.TRUST. It's down to the Magnus to set up for him. He's the playmaker, and he has to find those opportunities, open them up, and give MG.TRUST a chance to find those kills. So lots of pressure now in the Magnus, but that is how the game tends to evolve as the game goes on, right? Like, the Magnus becomes more and more important for how a team fight breaks out, and that just means Fearless has to be on point now with every spell use.
Fun fact, John, Q has disconnected, but he's actually gotten up to just slap Jackie across the head. Just, what are you doing there, sir? You don't need to take the outpost, Jackie. Stop with these plays. You've been watching too much NA. That's enough. Get back to farming.
He's just learning from Sama, you know?
You're not the same Jackie. Don't do this to yourself.
Oh, remember when we had to cast a lot of Fnatic EE?
I
remember those days.
I remember.
I remember Jackie Monkey King jumping around the trees for a full 5 minutes, and we couldn't understand why. Yeah, that was a ride. You know, that was a ride. That guy.
I know why.
Sometimes
he was just hanging around in the trees eating pizza. That's what he was doing.
Yeah, pizza time. It's always pizza time every now and again.
Bit of a pizza party. Nothing wrong with that.
Still, you know, it looks like they're sorting out those internet issues. At least Fearless is back. Q should be back soon. You're reaching a point where you're kind of filling up on items here for the AM. Like, he's still holding on to the wand and the Wraith Band. Once you clear those 2 slots, maybe you clear out your boots and you're done. Jackie is queuing up the BKB into the MKB. I think in this case, you just go MKB first. You just want to stand and fight against Savage. He's been positioning himself well enough besides that outpost that they tend to focus him last unless he's caught out. I think if he's caught out anyway, the BKB is not going to help. MKB at least allows you to fight Savage, which is the big one. Savage is pretty strong now. He's got his level 20 talent. He's got the Ags up once more. It's going to be really tricky to handle that. You just want to get the hits off onto that Terrorblade. The MKB is going to help, but depending on how long that takes, Savage has a lot of time left to really just be a monster in these fights.
He does. I wonder how he does go with this Terror Wave, this Aghanim Scepter on Savage. What's DOTA Plus saying, John? DOTA Plus is currently 74% the way of Among Us.
Ooh.
Very
Yeah,
interesting.
that's a swing. That's a
That
big
was
swing, Mike.
after that one Roshan fight as well. They had a real good advantage mode of MG.TRUST, but that one bad team fight, suddenly, they are very behind. Still not out of it yet, though. But Jackie really can't afford to die taking outposts anymore. It's not that he's not the one that has to take them. So get a support to do it, Jackie. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, just sit back a bit, get some farm up, get those BKBs, the MKB up. Among Us, though, I mean, they've cleared out this map. They only have high ground left to look at. They don't have an Aegis. Have to be a bit cautious, respect the RP, but beyond that, they do have the tools to keep the siege up. So just watch your spacing, don't give Fearless any opening, and slowly tick away. Although that repair kit is going to make it a bit slower.
It is. War Staff now up on Savage. He's going for that Hurricane Pike. Into the Daedalus build on the Terrorblade. Just wanting to hit like a truck. Look to Fearless now. He's got that level 20 talent, John. That skill range is kind of huge. Can really get you underneath that fountain if you're not careful. And Fearless, he has been on point with the skills this game. They might feel like they need a huge skill on, but they're going to go for a smoke for now. See if they can get that RP on cooldown and get a team fight their way. They'd love to catch out Arbit again. Arbit is just running down south. Should be alright, but MG.TRUST are following. Because you'd rather pick off Savage now as he is so far ahead in net worth. They aren't even going to find any. Arbit's going to be safe. Looks like Q might know he's there. Yeah, he spotted him out, Q. But the smoke's going to wear off and the Avalanche is not going to make it in time. Nice reactions out from Arbit.
Oh, God.
Straight back home.
That is on the edge there, but you managed to waste the smoke. You do have some really good build-up here for Arbit. He's actually going for the Ags now, Mike. So if they did find that pick-off, that would have delayed the Ags. And the Ags is just so important because you do lack wider control beyond your Shaker here. Still, the Rosh is up. They go into that pit. There are no wards from MG.TRUST. They have to kind of guess that the Rosh is happening now, and they have to contest this one.
Yeah, it looks like they're not going to guess it right, though, John. They are way out of position to try and contest this Rosh. It's going to be a free Roshan for Among Us, which will give them the Aegis and the cheese. Looks like Savage will take the Aegis, and they give the cheese over to Arbit. So they want the secondary life on Savage. They do smoke up, but they'll be fighting into the BKB of Jackie now. So he's got that kind of defense against the Echo Slam, against the Permastun, the Vortex, everything like that, but he needs to get it ASAP and not get picked off here. We'll be able to blink away into that mid lane. Savage getting started, but the repair kit is going to be out once again. Glimpse back. They've got Savage, but they are not in position for a skewer back. Fearless, he'll wait it out.
Oh, Abed. He popped his BKB. That was his 10-second charge.
Oh, no. Oh, no. That's not what you want.
No, definitely not. Gonna stall off the push a bit. They're gonna have to wait for that cooldown just a little bit longer. I guess you're happy that you didn't pop the cheese? If you're gonna misclick, at least you didn't misclick the cheese there, and this gives him time to wait for that Ags. He's about 1,200 gold off. Once you've got that gold for the Ags, you're pretty much set to get the control. Still, Fearless has the blood torn up, so this is one way to start hitting onto Savage without the MKBs yet. As long as he gets it on Savage while the Manta is down, then you can really start to melt the Terror Blade with the right clicks. Savage has to be pretty cautious about his defensive item use here when they do reach that high ground. But again, they're just stalling out. You can see MG.TRUST.
Savage, that's too close, sir. Savage. Be careful, Fearless. Does have that Bloodthorn. They have a way to kill him. He is all alone. I know he has the Aegis, but he's playing very ballsy. Still, Fearless will miss the skill back. So now he takes the tier 3 tower, and the rest of the team is going to meet up with him. That reflection making it very hard, but a nice toss back out from Q now. Savage is underneath the tier 4 towers. He gets the BKB Sunder off on Jackie, but Jackie's fighting back. He wants that Terror Blade, but he's forced to blink out. Now back onto Fearless. He can knock at the RP off in time, and he does not have buyback. Oh no, Fearless after a perfect game. Now you don't have buyback gold.
Oh boy. That's a scary prospect. Still Among Us, they're not rushing too hard. They're gonna go for one more Rax, not going for the tier 4s yet. But there's the Ags.
There's the Ags. Arbet's got Ags up, so mini black hole is upon us.
He's got a regen as well. This was perfect.
He's got a regen? Oh, he does too, and he's going to zip in onto 2 with the 2-man Vortex. Now the reflection is there out from Savage. They've blown up Boom Bell. They've got the Soulbind there. Cuckoo is just waiting, just running around them in circles. There's the avalanche out from Q, but can Masros even make it to the fountain? He can. He does make it back. It's still a very tough defense, however, a nice glimpse. He's going to be there, but jabs. He's got the Echo in the fountain with the Vortex out from Arbed, and they have slammed the lid shut on this game. They've got the Megas. They're onto the tier 4 towers. The game's over. They're not going to defend. They've got to call GG.
MG.TRUST. Maybe they're waiting for that respawn on Fearless. They've still got RP. I guess they could try for last-ditch effort, but when your Ancient's exposed like this, it's going to be difficult still.
Oh, they jump in. Jackie's going to try with the RP out onto Arbed. They'll get the Storm perhaps, but no, Arbed, he eats the cheese in time. He's going to survive, and they're going to go back onto the side of MG.TRUST. Yeah, you got the Aegis, but who cares about that? Arbed, he'll get Fearless. They'll go after Jackie now. He'll try to blink away, and he'll successfully blink away, at least for now, but he is all alone, and there's the GG call. MG.TRUST, they had such a good start. Oh man, they had like an 85-90% win rate.